I'm starting in the same portal as a citizen that would not have or be registered as a contractor in the Dallas Now Citizen portal. I'm going to go ahead and log in. And I do want to say, as a registered contractor with the City of Dallas, you will now be transitioning to the term as a licensed professional. You will be able to attach your related LP information before choosing and applying for your record. As someone that is attached to a record under an LP or a contact for a record, it will show under the home page in My Records module, or depending on the module itself within the building, planning enforcement, contractor registration, or public works. As a contractor, you will be able to have access to call for an inspection, see the status of a record, see the workflow process of a record, and if needing to pay fees, and able to submit missing information. You will be able to receive emails in regards to being added to a record, or inspections that have been called, canceled, or scheduled. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the email that was sent to the contractor that was being notified they had been added to a record. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this record number and head back into the Dallas Now portal. I'm going to go ahead and search for that record, either through My Records or through the search bar. So as a primary contractor in charge of this record, I happen to be in charge of ensuring not only is my scope of work applied for and approved, but also that my subcontractors are as well for my child trades. Number one, you want to ensure that that they are contracted with the City of Dallas and active as an LP, and ensure the trades are applied for to meet the conditions of my new construction record. So here under the new construction record, you do have a conditions tab. Records that have trades happen to have conditions of trade childs that need to be applied for. So here under the conditions tab, we have that the electrical and plumbing need to be applied for. So I, as a primary contractor, I do want to ensure that my subcontractors apply for these records, or I myself can apply for these records. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the electrical. So I'm going to go ahead and apply under the building module and creating an application. We will have the same disclaimer. As a contractor or as a contractor, I am registered and I have several different contracts, so I can go ahead and choose the registration that is going to pull out the permit. So in this case, I'm applying for the electrical permit, so I'm going to do the master electrician. I'm going to continue the application. And under commercial, apply for the commercial electrical. Here we have under the electrical commercial permit, related records. Is this application related to a primary record? Because we are validating on a permit that's already existent, we're going to select yes and provide the new construction permit number. So the following information does need to match and be consistent with the primary record. So here I will enter the same information that was on the primary. So here it would be 1500 Marilla. Again, several addresses will pop up, but we're going to go ahead and go with the main one. The associated parcels and owners have been auto-selected that are related to that address. The following is the application information. So here for the electrical, we're going to go ahead and input the electrical scope of work. The following is the general project information. Here you have project type, type of work, you have CO number that is not required, an existing land use category will match the same as the primary record. Here you have the estimated total cost, which is the job value, and the total building area, square feet. For your scope of work, you will enter your cost, your job value, and the total building area. Next portion is the district information. You will answer that and continue application. Here you have an electrical no work disclaimer that is needing to be checked off and acknowledged. And you continue the application. We also have here contact information. So I'm going to select from account and add myself as the applicant. And adding you for the property owner. So you are required to enter their information regarding the mailing address, phone number, and email. Here you have the primary contractor or subcontractor information. Again, as a registered contractor, I already in the beginning selected which license would be being used for this record. So it has generated that information. I'm going to continue application. Here we have the review, which allows you to double check to ensure that everything was answered correctly or if any changes need to be made. We're going to select the acknowledge box and continue application. So as a child trade, after submittal, record goes straight into issuance and status will be inspection phase. Here I'm also going to apply for my plumbing record and create an application. Here I am not licensed as a plumber, so I'm going to go ahead and select non-applicable and continue application. Going ahead and selecting the commercial plumbing. Again, it asks you, is this application related to a primary record? You're going to select yes and paste the existing primary record number. So what this does here is ensure that the primary record, is in inspection phase and a valid record to validate on. You're going to continue application. Again, the information does need to match. Again, it auto-populates the information that's related to the parcel and owner for that address. You're going to continue application. And for commercial plumbing, we do have a detailed description. So you're going to enter the plumbing information. And moving on to type of work, you're going to select the type of work, which here it would be other for new construction. We're going to move on to type of system. So you have several options here, and if none are related, then you're going to select no, but you are required to answer each type of system. Here you have general project information, which you are required to answer the location, the existing land use, and the estimated total cost job value. Again, the certificate of occupancy number is there for you to answer, but is not required. And the job value for plumbing. And district information. I'm going to go ahead and continue application. Here we have our custom list of fixture details and site utilities. You do have the option to add one single row. Here it requires you to add the type of fixture and the quantity. And for site utilities, we're going to add multiple rows at the same time. So you have that option to add more than one. We're going to add 2. Here for site utilities, what needs to be answered is type of utility and quantity. You can continue application. And now we are at contact information. So I, as the applicant, will select from account. and add new for property owner. Once I have successfully added that, you will see green check marks with the required contact type being met, and continue application. Here we have our primary contractor information needing to be added, and if we have any subcontractors, we have the option to do so. Because I am not a registered contractor master plumber, I will have to go ahead and look up my master plumber. So here you do have the option to search by license type that are able to pull the record, or you can search here by name or license number. So here I added, and once I added my registered LP, it has shown that it's added successfully. But if I have added the wrong contractor, I can go ahead and remove. Once that is added, you can continue application. Moving on to review, again you have the option to verify all information. And once that is verified, you can go ahead and select the acknowledgement and continue application. Successfully applying for my child records, I'm going to go ahead and go to the primary record to ensure that the conditions have been met. And see here under the conditions tab, under the primary record, you will see that the conditions have changed to met. I'm going to go ahead and schedule my inspections for those child records. In order for the primary record to close, child records must be completed before. So here I'm going into the child record and going to the inspections page and scheduling an inspection. Here you have the option to verify the information and ensure that it is the correct inspection being scheduled. So that was for plumbing. Now I'm going to my electrical child and scheduling that inspection as well. You have a list of your inspections, and you're given an option to choose a date you would like the inspection within a week. And here you're verifying the location and contact information and the inspection that is being scheduled. Now that I have scheduled my inspections, it is now on the city side for the inspections to be